بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. That's working good.
Yeah, that's good or loud?
It's very, very good. Huh? Is it too loud? Okay. How about that?
He's going to hold it away from it. All right, so I got
the loud is good too. Let me just take this off. We'll kick this off.
Yeah. The stream is on.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How's everyone doing today?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Welcome to Portugal's Hajj workshop. Just a quick question by show of hands, how many of you are familiar with Portugal and how many have been to Portugal sponsored events before? Okay, mashallah. For those who don't, Portugal is a community learning initiative led by Imam Magid, Imam, and other mashayikh here at the community. We hold lectures throughout the week. I think a couple of lectures almost every single day at every branch. So I highly encourage you to, take your family, go to one of the lectures. Just go on adams.org/khutbah and you'll find all the lectures that we hold. You all know that, of course, you guys are all here for the Hajj workshop. My name is Mustafa, and introducing Imam Magid and Brother Sajjad, inshallah, who are going to be your lecturers for today, and going to be accompanying you in your journey. Again, my name is Mustafa, and I say that so you guys can remember me in your dua while you're inshallah. Okay? And without further ado, here's Imam Magid and Brother Sajjad.
Thank you, Mustafa. Thank you, sir.
Assalamu
alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, everybody. Excited to see so many people here. Alhamdulillah, we have a lot more people on the YouTube stream. So really excited for this program. Imam Magid came back from Sudan 2 days ago, and I saw him like an hour later, and he comes up to me with a huge smile. He's like, "Are we ready for the Hajj seminar?" I was like, "Well, I'm glad you're ready. The rest of us will get there, inshallah." So Imam Magid is extremely excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. Just a few logistical things. We'll have the agenda up in a few seconds, but obviously there will be a break for Dhuhr, but the program will continue after Dhuhr. And to my left, all of you are right, I'm assuming at this point, that table will be manned by two phenomenal volunteers at the end, and they will help you with some of those gifts. We have some things. It doesn't matter if you're going to Hajj, you get a gift. Greater than maybe not as great as the gift of going to Hajj, but if you're going to Hajj, you get a gift. And there is community members, in addition to the fifth pillar, that have contributed to those gifts, and will share their names with you, inshallah. So as you embark on this journey and you use the resources that are being provided, like Mustafa said, keep him in your dua, keep Noor in your duas, keep Qurtuba in your duas, but also keep those people in your duas. So without further ado, I think we're going to have Imam Magid start with some basic reminders, and there's a massive reminder on the screen for everybody to look at that he's going to be kicking off with. Bismillah.
Before we can speak for 2 hours, so we're going to have a break. We have a break, or just continue?
Yeah, we're going to break for Dhuhr. Huh? We're going to try to finish this before Dhuhr. And
okay.
Then we'll start that.
Bismillah walhamdulillah. Bismillah walhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulullah. What happened to it? Yeah. Bismillah walhamdulillah. Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. I have a habit to walk and talk. I cannot sit down. That would challenge people of the camera. I know it's very frustrating sometimes, but in order to stay awake for me and talk, I have to walk. First of all, really give me a great pleasure to talk to people who are about to embark on this holy journey. الرحلة مقدسة. And if you look at this here, this number, what number is this? Huh?
Last year's number.
Not here.
Oh, 1.0 total amount of Muslims.
Total number of Muslims. And this is the amount of people going to Hajj. And you are one of those. Look at the comparison. If you are, inshallah, as you go to Hajj, you have to know that millions of people want to be in your shoes. It's not just a journey. It's a journey that been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have you been chosen? We call you Duyuf al-Rahman. Duyuf al-Rahman. One of time, I will tell you this really happened. One of the Hajjaj felt not well and so forth, and somebody wanted them to quickly to help the Hajj. But he said the guest of the king is not feeling well. And when they heard it, and they took him and they said, but he's not one of the people that the king invited. He said, I met the king, I met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of you are the guests of the king. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Duyuf al-Rahman. And Hajj is a very fulfilling journey. There's nothing like Hajj. And that's why there's so many books being written about Hajj. You have Malcolm X talking about his Hajj. You have the famous Ali Shariati talk about his Hajj, and many, many people. Because Hajj is a very transforming experience. Now, there's basic things I want to talk about Hajj, fundamentals about Hajj. Go ahead. Go ahead, we'll see. You see it? Okay, now, I'm going to talk about the spiritual aspect of Hajj. Statement number 1. Hajj is not a vacation. Hajj is a journey for repentance, renewal, and it is the transformation journey. If a person goes looking for a 5-star hotel and complain about the French fries, it's too cold, and complain about it's not the journey. This is a journey of transformation, and that's why the Hajj actually begins with this intention, state of mind. I'm really going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so when I come back to America, inshallah, I'll come back newborn. That's the objective of it. Therefore, the new birth certificate, Rasulullah said, "Man hajja wa lam yafruth wa lam yafsuq, aj'a kama yawladat ummuh." A person who does Hajj in proper manners and does not violate the Hajj, come back new birth certificate, reborn in Islamic perspective. Now, our objective is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We go into Allah house. وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Ibrahim alayhi salam when he finished the Kaaba to make adhan for Hajj. And Ibrahim alayhi salam went to climb the Safa mountain. But he said to Allah, my adhan will not be able to reach every human being. And Allah told him, you call the adhan, I'll make them hear you. I'll make them hear your adhan. When a person goes to Hajj, is responding actually to the adhan that Ibrahim alayhi salam have made. And that's why the most important qualities and virtues you have in Hajj is patience and gratitude. And seize every moment of Hajj. Don't waste it. When you are at the Kaaba, give it all your attention. That moment. When you are in Arafah, you will 100% intend your attention. When you are in Muzdalifah, everything, just get it and absorb it. And there's something very important in Hajj, that sometimes people waste time of vain talk, while it is really a moment that should not waste it for vain talk. Like in Arafah. In Arafah, Put down the social media. Don't talk to any Instagram. Unless you encourage them for Hajj maybe. But nothing like that. A person should have to be concentrated completely in Hajj. The reason that they give me this, they do this PowerPoint, because they know that I go over, I can take one thing and talk it too long, they want to keep me intact. The dua, every place in Hajj, a person should, the essential things in Hajj is dua and dua and dua. In every place you go. Therefore, by the way, don't have to memorize any dua. Just from your bottom of your heart. You speak to Allah in English, in Urdu, in Farsi, in Somali. Don't worry about it, huh? I'm going to tell you the story later, because if I go to my stories, we're not going to finish this presentation.
Can I imagine?
Yeah.
Maybe a good time to show them.
Yes.
By the way, this is a
basic dua from the Sunnah. There's a basic dua from the Sunnah. This genius guy here made it, alhamdulillah. You see, make it easier for you. See, you read it like this. They give me a smaller one. You know, even when you leave your home, say Bismillah wa tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. In the name of Allah, I rely on Allah, but trust my trust in Allah, and there's no strength, no power except from Allah. You do this, I leave it home. There's a dua of safar when you are in the plane. This here. And so forth. It's easier to read it. May Allah bless you, Brother Sajjad. And, you know, have that hanging around your neck. Some of the dua that from the Sunnah that you remember to say them, inshallah.
And by the way, this is just a demo size. Your size is a lot smaller. So
Yes. You're not going to carry the big time. He showed me the smaller. He did show me the small version of that. Therefore, there's something very important, is the niyyah, the intention. We're going to talk about the intention later. There's intention that you do it at the time of ihram, and there's an intention you do it now. What I mean by that? A person should make the niyyah that they want to this journey, and they want really to connect in a way that they have not connected before to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They want in this journey, they're going to walk in the footsteps of the greatest people, men and women, of this beautiful Islam. I'm not talking Islam at the time of Rasulullah, I'm talking Islam, all the Islam. From the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Some people said even Adam alayhi salam, there was a Kaaba, then Ibrahim alayhi salam rebuilt the Kaaba. You have to walk in thousands of years of a caravan of believers. Qafilat al-Iman. And there's something very important about Hajj. Hajj is discovering the spiritual lineage. You know, you might be from Sudan, you might be from Pakistan, you might be from Nigeria or Egypt or Palestine. Everyone has ethnic background. But we have a spiritual lineage, a common spiritual lineage. All of us. وَهُوَ سَمَّاكُمْ مُسْلِمِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِ. Allah named us Muslims. For that lineage, you rediscover it through the Hajj. You go deep into history. I'm going to talk about that inshallah as we talk about the Tawaf. Feel the place when you are in Mecca, in Medina. Don't get distracted with high rises. Try to close your eyes and imagine it at the time of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because there's a distractors. And you start cleaning yourself, the noise, clean the noise, filter the noise, and try to see things as they should be seen. No distractors. Feeling the place and the holiness of the place. The presence of righteous people. If you walk into Kaaba, Perhaps you walk in the place of Ibrahim alayhi salam, your foot in the same place where the Prophet alayhi salam had put his foot. You're in the footprints of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Can you imagine that you walking in the place Rasul sallallahu have walked? That is how this is supposed to be feeling. You're supposed to feel it that way. Also, there's places where the dua being accepted the most. When you are in the tawaf, after you pray the 2 rakats of Maqam Ibrahim, when you are in Arafah, you cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a person must understand this is the places where you shed tears. Tears of repentance and tears of joys. Have a joy to be in these places. When you're in the Rawdah, when you are in the Rawdah, if you prayed in the Rawdah, you're actually more likely you have prayed in the place either Rasulullah himself had prayed or one of his companions had prayed. No doubt about that. Because that's what we do, the old masjid. The old masjid is where the Sahaba have prayed. Before there's the Stuwana sister, there's a pillars there called Stuwana Aisha radiallahu anha. With Aisha used to do qiyam. Tahajjud. But when you walk in that place, you're really in Masjid al-Nabawi, you can imagine the voice of the Sahaba reciting the Quran. Actually, in the whole Masjid al-Nabawi, this is the old Medina. You can feel the presence of the Sahaba radiallahu alayhim. When you are in Medina, you are actually in the presence of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is not just a feeling. This is a reality. That you're present of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When you're giving salam, you're actually giving salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
If you heard him with that speaker, that was something like that.
Allah bless you. Technical support. He said, when under the speaker making noise. This guy gonna boss you around in Hajj, I'm just telling you. Get ready for that. We'll make sure that you're on bus on time. Like, brothers and sisters, bus on time. He's very nice and now. Wait until you go back.
You can leave that part out of the testimonials.
Also, there's etiquettes, there's adab, whether in the haram, whether you are in Medina. This is a place that a person should be in the maximum, best of the behavior. We should not raise our voice in the presence of Rasulullah. If somebody push you, brother, sister, just calm. Don't respond. Don't get angry. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي لا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. Although all the believers, don't raise your voice in the presence of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Imam Malik rahimahullah used to teach Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu, and he saw the king or the sultan raising his voice. He said to him, bring it down. Scholars. And the sultan said to him, Sidna, he came to him, said, he talking to me? He said, yeah, I was talking to him. So what would you like me to do? He said, you raising your voice. Don't raise your voice in Rasulullah presence of Rasulullah. Wallahi hurmatuhu mayyidan ka hurmatuhu hayyan. He's present in this grave as if he's alive. Don't raise your voice again here. Go ahead. There's many ahadith that I just mentioned some of them. The Hajj remove all your sins, you come back as you're born again. And there's so many ahadith that Rasulullah talked about the importance of this beautiful journey of Hajj. The Hajj is a summary of all the pillars of Islam. Do you know that? Hajj is the fifth pillar, but it encompasses other four pillars. How? What the first pillar is? Islam. Shahada. In Hajj you say, لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. What are you saying to Allah? Oh Allah, I'm here, I'm answering to your call. لبيك اللهم لبيك. لبيك لا شريك لك. There's no associate, no partner with you. And all praise due to you. All the ni'mah, the favors I have is from you. That is really a summary of Tawheed. Huh? And then, in Hajj, you pray 5 times a day. You are in the place of the Kaaba, of the Qibla. رَبَّنَا لِيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ. The family was there to establish prayer. And then, fasting. In Hajj you abstain. Certain things you can do when you are before Ihram, you cannot do them after Ihram, which is abstaining. The Sawm of fasting in the physical sense and behavior. And then Zakah. Is it cheap to go to Hajj? Yeah, you spend money to go to Hajj. For it encompasses all the other 4 pillars. Yeah.
So as we proceed into the next phase of this presentation, a lot of questions are going to come up. So inshallah, ask them as they come up, but also pay attention to the questions being asked because we want to try to not repeat questions. So try to raise your hand. We'll hear your question and Imam Magid will answer it because now he is going to get into the specifics of the different types of Hajj. The presentation is going to focus on Hajj Tamattu as the primary aspect of it, but all of you, inshallah, will have access to scholars throughout your journey. So based on your itinerary, Hajj Qiran or Hajj Ifrad might be more ideal for your itinerary. But this presentation, inshallah, is going to focus on Hajj Tamattu as the main type of Hajj that Imam Magid covers.
Yes, this is based on Hajj Tamattu, but let me tell you the other 2 types of Hajj. Called Hajj Ifrad, which means you make niyyah for Hajj only, no Umrah. It's shorter Hajj. Or you combine the Umrah with Hajj, which it means you don't get off Ihram. You do one Ihram, do the Umrah, stay in your Ihram until Hajj time. They're called Hajj Qiran. Sometimes it works, it depends on the person's circumstances. Or you do Hajj Tamattu. What Tamattu means? You do Umrah first, you get off your Ihram, you wear regular clothes for men, the sisters then they can use perfume, they can cut their hair, and you wait until time of Hajj. Before there is a gap between the Umrah and the Hajj, which is you can, even if a few hours, it make a difference. How? Because a person can take a shower, then can put perfume on, and use scented shampoo and so forth like that, and then after they made the niyyah, then they cannot do it anymore. But it gives them a gap to wash themselves and be able to use scented soap and so forth and so on. That tamattu. Why tamattu? Because Rasulullah said, if I had to do it all over again, I would have made the Umrah first and then Hajj. And that's why we do tamattu. Okay.
Additionally, a lot of your itineraries, if you're arriving in Mecca or Medina for that fact, on the 4th, 5th, 6th of Dhul Hijjah, you, as Imam Magid said, you don't want to be in Ihram for starting on the 4th of Dhul Hijjah all the way till after the day of Arafah. Because if you're doing Qiran, you're doing one Ihram. So we'll go into more details, but your itinerary will dictate quite a bit of what you're doing. And this year, more so than previous years, because of the Nusuk system, custom flights, like I think in the room of 200 people that are here, we might have 200 unique flights going in. And a lot of you took the privilege of, well, for one reason or another, you're coming in on the 8th or the 7th of Dhul Hijjah, so that will dictate what you end up doing. Some of you are delaying your arrival where your group might be going into Medina on the 6th of Dhul Hijjah, but you have chosen a custom flight, but you're arriving just to Mecca directly on the day that you might end up going to Mina directly. So a lot of that is going to dictate it. So your specific service provider The scholars within your specific group can give you the best guidance based on when you're arriving, or we can cover that offline. But keep that in mind that your itinerary, and as you're going to Hajj, learn to speak the Hijri calendar, please. Because everything at Hajj is based on the Hijri calendar at this point. So map it to the Hijri calendar to understand I'm landing on this date, and ideally at what aspect of Hajj will I be in, which will then decide, inshallah, what type of Hajj you should be doing.
That's a very important point Brother Sajjad making. If you are arriving on the 8th, it may be the best thing for you to do Hajj Qiran or Hajj Ifrad. But I like you to have Umrah, the reward of the Umrah and Hajj together. What you do, if you do Qiran, what that means, for you, different from men, that you cannot use scented soap, you cannot use perfume, you cannot cut your hair, you cannot cut your nails. If you are one ihram, if you went to Mecca, you do tawaf and sa'i, and you don't have to repeat the sa'i if you do Qiran. That's the advantage. The advantage for Qiran that you don't do sa'i again. For tamattu, you do 2 tawaf and 2 sa'i. The tawaf of Hajj, everyone has to do 2 tawaf for the Qiran. For the Qiran and tamattu. But for the sa'i for the Qiran, you do the sa'i once. You don't do 2 sa'i. Okay? Which is because you do the sa'i for Umrah and Hajj combined. For the tamattu, you do the Umrah, which is the tawaf first, and then sa'i, then you come back, tawaf al-ziyara, tawaf al-ifada, you do the tawaf, and then you do the sa'i. You got it? Everyone? Good.
And throughout, I'm going to add some humor to this. So for the brothers, more specifically for the brothers, 7 rounds of sa'i might be a lot more comfortable than 5 days of the Ihram. Keep that in mind. So again, if Imam just told you 1 less sa'i, you're like, that's exciting, I'm going to do that. But that could mean a whole lot of time in the Ihram, and the trade-off might just be make another sa'i people. So inshallah.
I'm just telling them, you have to be transparent in Sharia. You have to tell them everything. But that for your brothers, yeah, you have to keep that 2 pieces of cloth on you for a long time. That's what it means. For sisters, sometimes very convenient for them. It depends what time you arrive, Now, here it is. This is the Hajj in glance. First thing you do, who's going to Medina first? Raise your hand. Medina people. Wow, we're just going to Medina. Okay. You're going to Medina, you're going to get another classes for Hajj. We're going to go over this again. Go to Medina first. But for those who going to Mecca first? Okay. Now, let me explain this. I just said that we're doing the tamattu. Before you do anything, there's something called ihram. Yeah, entering ihram. What is entering ihram means? If you're going directly to Mecca, from here, you do the following. At your home, you take a shower, you shave underarms and private area hair, you get ready for the ihram in the plane. I'm just telling you, there's a miqat called miqat. Hajj has 2 miqat. The word miqat means the designated time or a place. You cannot do Hajj not in the months of Hajj. You cannot do Hajj without entering to the points that have been appointed for you, the entering point to the haram. But in the plane, will tell you there's a time of the niyyah. There's some people wear their ihram clothes, not doing the ihram clothes, for men from here. from Washington, it's fine. You want to stay 11 hours, 12 hours in that clothing, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. When they announce the ihram place, you make the niyyah for Hajj or for Umrah and then Hajj. Now, it is very important though, wearing clothes of ihram does not make you in ihram. You can wear this two-piece of thing and go to Tyson Corner. It doesn't make you Hajj. I don't recommend that at all. Okay? Therefore, a person must understand ihram is a state of mind. You enter in a point saying, from now on, there's certain things I'm not supposed to do. Such as cutting my nails, cutting my hair. For men, I cannot wear a hat. You cannot cover your head. For the sisters, don't cover your face. Unless you're wearing a mask, no problem. Medical mask, no problem. Okay? That you cannot wear regular clothing. You cannot wear underwear, you cannot wear pants, shirt, nothing. Just two garments, two places. Just the day you were born. Okay? For the sister, the same thing. That you have, now you cannot use scented soap, you cannot use perfume, you cannot get engaged, get married in ihram. Okay? You cannot do those kind of things. That is, you cannot hunt. No side. I know some of you from Texas. Don't just yes. No hunting. No cutting trees. Actually prohibited anyone to cut trees in haram. You become at peace with the world. Okay? Then you start doing talbiyah. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. This is one of the most beautiful chanting that humanity have known. Seriously. But say it from your heart. There's somebody said, لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك. It's good. But say that. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. And you say it loudly. It's a dhikr. When you say لبيك اللهم لبيك, remember that you are one of billions, millions of people that Allah have chosen you to be there. He said, oh Allah, I'm answering your call. And then we say, لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك. Oh Allah, I'm answering your call. I'm removing from my heart any kind of association with you. Money, ego, human being. I'm only devoting this heart of mine to you. لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك. Then when you say, إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك, you have to remember every favor that Allah has bestowed upon us. And I come from war zone just last week. I went to Sudan and I went to Egypt and saw the brothers and sisters in Gaza that are being evacuated. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the shelter, for the homes, for the safety. There's so many to be thankful for. Alhamdulillah wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. Everything we have, every favor we have, every bounties that have been bestowed upon us from Allah alone. وَالنِّعْمَةَ لَكَ وَالْمُلْكِ. When you talk about the dominion of Allah, don't talk about the United States only. There's about 200 billion stars in Milky Way. We live in 29-25% of the earth. The rest is water. Al-Mulk. When you talk about the dominion of Allah, you should have all of us in an awe. وَالْمُلْكِ لَا شَرِيكَ لَكَ. There's no associate, no partner with you, Allah. Say it from the bottom of your heart until tears come to your eyes. Because it's the best chanting. This is the chanting of the prophets. Therefore say it like that, and inshallah you see, and therefore brothers and sisters. For the person who does ghusl, take a ghusl, shower, in the sunnah way. Of your Shafi'i, just if you take a general water, a shower, consider with the niyyah of ghusl. In Hanafi, there's no niyyah for the rituals of wudu and ghusl. You take it, consider acceptable. And then what is ihram means? Ihram, it means you have entered a state where you have made a niyyah of devotion to the rituals of Hajj. There's something called mahdurat al-ihram. I said all of that already. The thing that you need to do. But the niyyah, the intention is important. The best way of understanding the niyyah is the state of mind and the state of the heart. You know what you're doing, you feel it. You connect the mind and the heart, and you accompany this niyyah with you the entire time of the Hajj. Okay? No, can you go back to that? Just one thing. Okay? Now, there's some people obsessed with ihram. You know obsession with ihram? Don't do that. Sheikh, I was just walking and I did this. My ihram is not valid. I said, no, brother. Anything you make by mistake, anything you forget, it does not violate the ihram. Khata wa nisyan. Any unintentional action does not require anything from you. You did like this, or I was, scratching my head, and then I saw the hairs falling down. If it fall, even half of them fall, don't worry about it. Okay? I was rushing into the hotel, and I washed my hand and was sent a soap. Don't panic. Unintentional. You're dealing with a generous Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rabb Ghafoor, Rabb Rahim. But don't you think that you come all the way from America and just you, by mistake, you sent a soap and now the thing's gone. I don't know if my Hajj, some people said, I don't know if my Hajj is valid, brother, because after Arafah they tell me that. When I came in, I used scented soap. I said, you think, come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the way from America because you made a mistake and scented soap, you're going to throw it away? No, not Allah. Therefore, be careful of being obsessed with ihram. Brothers, you need to tell them the ihram how to use ihram.
Well, Imam Magid gets ready for his catwalk. We will, inshallah, share this presentation. There will be a QR code at the end to join a generic WhatsApp group. All of you, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 of the service providers presented here. But that one WhatsApp group is generic enough that during your journey, if you run into a question, I monitor it and I have access to Imam Magid so we can get you questions back. But at the same time, once you join that group, we will post this slide deck afterwards so you'll have access to it, inshallah.
Okay, brother. Okay, I said no cab. Okay, everyone going to know that you don't have enough hair. No problem. Like me. Okay. And then your sandal. You don't wear sneakers and, unless a person has medical reason. But you wear very simple, open sneakers. Sandals. Sandals. Now, okay, this is it. Nothing else we wear other than this. You get my point? That's what you're going to put in your skin. Is that clear enough? Okay. Okay, now, if you do like this, and you do ihram like that, you're going to feel miserable the rest of the Hajj.
So, Imam Magid is talking about the distance of his feet.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. You have to open your feet. You see? Open your feet to put the ihram on. Okay? You do like this. Okay? If you don't open your feet, what should I stand here? Wait. Huh? Okay? You open your feet. Now, there are different styles of having the ihram. There's some people do it like this. They make this like this. And they do this. Do this, and then they do this. It's one style. Okay? And then, also, no undershirt. This direct on the skin. Okay? Very humbling experience, actually. Nothing makes you more humble than this. It makes the rich and the poor. Huh?
No.
Nothing.
So for
Nothing.
on the live stream, the question
Okay.
was, can you wear anything underneath the ihram? And
No.
the answer was no.
Unless the person has medical reason. Yeah. Ihram is very humbling experience. You can wear a belt. I don't wear a belt myself, but you can wear a belt. No, nothing wrong with that. To keep it on. Okay? Take it.
At the time of transitioning, like say if you're flying in the plane and you have to do it in the plane, there is no privacy, right? So in the bathroom, with
You use it in the bathroom.
yeah, but at the time of transitioning, I wear ihram, then I take off my pant, and is that okay or no?
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can take it off. You take the other clothes off at the time of ihram. Of the miqat.
So keep in mind, Imam Magid said this earlier, and we'll hammer this message home. The moment you put on these two pieces of cloth is not starting the state of ihram.
Yeah.
When you get to the miqat, that is when your state of ihram
Exactly.
is starting. That is when you make your niyyah.
Yeah, you can even wear it from here. Okay? And then, yeah. Yes. You asked about brothers ihram?
I just wanted to say before we move on to another topic
Yeah.
about that one. So my question is, for if I'm wearing, because I've heard different things. So if I'm wearing, even though you addressed it earlier, but if I wear a mask just as a precaution from getting sick, do I not have to pay any penalty?
No. If you're wearing a mask for medical reason, no penalty on that. Okay, now.
And
Listen. Brother.
Follow up.
Yeah.
yes,
And if I'm using something that's like fragrance-free, but it has a smell to it because of like lavender oil,
Yeah. Everything has a smell in general. As long as it's not meant to be perfume, it's fine. Like medicine. Medicine has a smell on it. We're talking about the smell of perfume. Okay? Some people said, I ate orange and my hands smell. There's a smell. Please eat that orange because you need vitamin C in Hajj. Okay? Doesn't break anything. Now, listen, brother. This has to stay here above it what? Belly button. If you put it down, that's your aura. It has to cover your belly button. In navel area. You hear what I'm saying? I don't want to see any haram going down here. Okay? That's very important. Now, you cover your shoulder until you go to the first tawaf. I'm going to talk about that tawaf later.
before you go into that, there's a question I think maybe ihram related.
What kind of belt?
You can have even a belt from home.
Leather, no stitches, right?
Oh, let me cover with stitches. Yeah. The myth of stitches. This has stitches. The shoes you wear have stitches. The word stitches mistranslations of the hadith. Al-mahid wal-mahid is not that something have stitches. It's something being customized to the body. Being sold to customize the body. Many people said, oh, I was wearing shoes, like my shoes here have stitches on it. No. These have stitches. That's a misunderstanding. The belt has stitches, don't worry about it. The white belt that you have, al-mahid wal-makhir is the things that have been customized, tailored toward your body. Like underwear and shirt. Is that clear the myth of stitches?
Does it have to be white? Like what you're
No. It doesn't have to be white. You can have a brown or black belt, no problem. Even this doesn't have to be white. Preferable white, but it doesn't have to be white. Sisters, It doesn't have to be black. You can wear white, you can wear blue. The most important thing is don't distract yourself with wear too much colorful clothing, distracting others.
I have a question here, real quick.
So now, when you're in the sky, you change your clothes to avoid the hair on. So you have to go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
There'll be so many people in the plane using the bathroom or something like that. So how we can protect ourselves to wear the hair in a very protective way, so none of the things overuse the bathroom. Some people use the bathroom, but they don't clean it. They just use the bathroom. How we can protect them?
اتقوا الله ما استطعتم. Do as much as you can. That's why I say we should not be obsessed with ihram. Do it as much as you can. Okay? Now, it's very important that I'm going to give you one opinion, but it's not the popular opinion. Sheikh Al-Hanout rahimahullah used to this opinion. That if you're going to Jeddah, you can change ihram in Jeddah. You can just turn the clothes. Because Jeddah is the miqat of the Sudanese. Therefore you enter. But that, if you slept through it, please do not use that as a main opinion. I'm just telling you, because you're going to hear this opinion. Part of the scholarship is transparency. You're going to hear other people telling you otherwise, okay? Now, and the problem is that sometimes in Jeddah you rush to the buses and so forth. You don't have time to do those kind of things, okay?
One second. So earlier when he said, when it comes to logistics, most of you that showed up here at 11:45 for an 11:30 event, don't get in line for the miqat bathroom on the plane 5 minutes before, because like the brother said, the plane is probably going to have 370 people on it, and let's say a 50-50 ratio of brothers and sisters, so that 50% is going to make it to that bathroom for their miqat. So 2 to 3 hours before, please get into your ihram. I know I'm the one who said you don't want to be in it longer than you need to be in it, but at that time,
while people are sleeping in the plane, we're eating their food. Go and get to.
There's a question in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the other option if you cannot do the ihram in the plane?
You do it in Jeddah. But I'm telling you, in Hanafi madhab, that you have passed the ihram, the miqat time, you have to slaughter. That's one opinion, by the way. So that no one comes and says, I went and asked the mufti in my village, or my town, or my city, and they told me you should not have done that, you have slaughtered. I'm completely transparency. That some scholars allow a person to do in Jeddah, but they're saying that even if we entered, by the way, if we entered with the cloth on, just like that, well, you made the niyyah, but the niyyah, you have to make the niyyah. But you have made the niyyah with the cloth on, regular clothes, and you change it in Jeddah, then you have to slaughter.
And keep in mind, going back to the question of cleanliness of the ihram, once you put on the white cloth, you made your niyyah, but before you get to doing your umrah,
you can change your ihram.
You can change.
You can change your ihram, you can wash your ihram.
You can take a shower.
As long as you don't wear regular clothes, you can take a shower without scented soap. Many people think that the ihram, it means that now you're froze, like you cannot do anything. No. By the way, you do the ihram, the niyyah, and you go to the hotel. You find the Kaaba is crowded. You take a nap, you go to sleep. Okay, do it next day in the morning after Fajr. You take another shower, no problem. You buy another ihram from Mecca or Medina. You change your ihram. You buy 3 pieces of ihram. You can keep changing, no problem. You don't have to wear dirty ihram, not at all. Okay, especially if you have 2 ihrams and want them to wear in Arafah, the day of the Hajj, the peak of Hajj, do so, no problem. But it's something for the sister, by the way. Sister, you don't have to stay in the clothes that you have worn at here from the airport. You can go and have changed clothes in the hotel, no problem. It just does not violate your ihram.
I have a question. White hat in the back.
You might answer this question. Is it permissible to wear like a band pack as a belt so I can keep my valuables with it?
So, yes, any type of belt, but as far as valuables go, your valuables are the safest in your room. Please, and we're going to get into this more in the logistics of it, your fanny pack is not a safe spot. Your fanny pack is for immediate necessities, right? So if there's a little bit of cash, maybe medication if you need it. But yes, you can use anything as a belt, but because the comment was made that putting my valuables in the fanny pack, the entirety of whatever cash you're taking or anything...
Your passport especially. You can keep the passport, they take it this time.
They'll take it.
Huh?
They will take the passport.
Because
I
they
will
used to
cover
keep
that
it.
later. But I've lost track of who raised their hand first, so we're just going to come here
So,
first.
brother, this might apply to others who are going to Medina. Even though our trip got shortened a little bit, we arrived on the 8th, and we're supposed to go to Medina, and we come back on the 10th, I believe. Is Ihram happens in Medina or happens before you get to Jeddah?
You go to Medina first?
We're going to Jeddah, then from Jeddah to Medina.
That's good.
No, Sheikh. If they're arriving on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, they're not going to Medina.
No, what he said, you're coming back on the 8th.
No, he said he's arriving on the 8th.
You're arriving on the 8th?
We arrive on the 8th of June. We leave in here...
8th of June, brother.
Okay, I thought you said-
Yeah, brother.
We just talked about June the Dhul Hijjah.
Allah bless you. You go into Medina first.
We're going to Medina first through Jeddah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That, you don't put... Jeddah is not Mecca. If you're near going to Medina, don't put ihram at all. You go to Medina, you take the train. You taking the train?
They haven't decided yet.
Yeah. But when you arrive to Jeddah, you don't have to worry about ihram. You go to Medina. When you come back to Medina, then they're gonna you wear the clothes, the ihram clothes, and then there's a place. If you come through the train back to Mecca, they tell you what to make the niyyah. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you please detail how to change the during the state of Ihram, how you change the floor?
How do you change it?
Or during the shower, detail on that. Like how to do the shower.
If you guys dirty or something, how to change.
Yeah, how to change the ihram? You go and take off your ihram and put the new one.
No, but you should keep like one piece of clothes like all the time.
No,
No.
please don't shower with your clothes.
Yeah. No. You can change it because I see what you're saying. Because some people says you have to cover your private areas, but it's not.
All the way in the back.
No.
So what is the ruling on using like sunscreen or other kind of cream?
You can use sunscreen. Please don't burn yourself. It's fine, and you can as long as unscented. To fly unscented. Things that don't have any smell. Perfume on it. Scented. But those things does not break your ihram. Anything for medical reason, like lotion. There's some people get rashes when they walk wrong. And they have to put it in their thigh. Put the lotion in their thigh. That does not violate your ihram. That's also very important question. Because maybe you will ask us about medication.
As a follow-up.
Also, any skin medication that may need to use, that does not break your ihram, does not invalidate your ihram.
Go ahead.
Second part.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but are you going to talk about the sandals that are allowed?
It has to show you don't cover your ankles. Okay? That some people, you can use one like this or one like this.
Anything, these Crocs, my Magid has said in the past that Crocs are acceptable. Fashion statement might be a different thing, but
use comfortable shoes. It doesn't have to be a flip-flop. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah. Okay. One thing, keep in mind on the flip-flop piece and sisters, this ihram thing is one of the brothers, probably the only time in life we panic about our dress code. On the flip-flops, make sure it has a decent grip to it because you're in an environment where there is potentially slippery floors and other things.
Yeah.
So make sure...
Sometimes stones, if you wear something that's very thin, you may have something penetrated. Be careful.
1 second. Have we assisted with the question?
Yeah, about the sunscreen. Some of the sunscreens that are the stores, they say unscented, but they have alcohol in the ingredients. Some don't, which is better make sure.
So the question...
Get someone with no alcohol. Get something with not alcohol. But hand sanitizers. Hand sanitizers, you should have one in your pocket for the sisters. Sisters have pocket. Brothers should have pocket. Okay, you put it. Keep one with you because you're touching so many things. Don't worry about the smells of it, because this is meant to prevent germs and sickness.
And I'll get out the
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended, and Imam Magid will probably apologize to you every time he sees you and you see him using hand sanitizer. He's going to say, "It's not you, it's me." So let's get that out the way now. We have a sister with okay. Perfect.
Yeah, you can use it, absolutely.
In the back, sister.
I'm asking on behalf of my husband business. He bought a cross he wore in the house, but it's closed.
In the front.
In the front, but it's just the back. It shows the ankles.
It's open.
Yes, that's good.
1 second, right here.
It's for everybody. The question is, so when we are going for Hajj and Port, so before we go to the airport, we have to take showers and everything. So that we can use the regular soap with the shower?
Yeah, brother, let me listen to me carefully, and sisters. The one that before you do the ihram, before you start the knee of ihram, between that time and the niyyah, you can take a shower with shampoo and send it. And Rasulullah actually put oud on him, in his body, not in the clothes. You know, you can use anything to prevent, smell of your body. You can do that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Rasulullah had put perfume on his body, and then he put the ihram. When you make the niyyah, when you start in the ihram, after that no perfume. You get one shot. Okay?
1 second. So I'm going to summarize. So hopefully everything is covered, because in the interest of time, we do have to move on. Anything that's related to a medicinal need or for your personal safety and hygiene, it is allowed. And as Imam Magid said, everything that you use will have some sort of scent associated with it. The scents that we are worried about are ones for beautification, to make yourself stand out, like the Tom Ford that I put on before coming here. Right? So that's that. Shoes, anything that's open from the back. Belts, any type of belt, not a piece of cloth that's made in this world that's without stitches. And one last thing now this is where it's going to get a little technical. So if you're traveling with at least the fifth pillar in Dar es Salaam, all of the men will receive an ihram as part of the gifts that we send out. So don't, bombard Amazon and start ordering these things. You'll at least receive one. If you need a second one for your journey, purchase it there. So inshallah, we're going to get going to the next part of it.
Okay, now we covered the ihram. Okay, let's go dive into the tawaf. For one thing, when you change ihram, when you did the first umrah and you cut your hair, please don't cut it at the time of the sa'i itself. Wait until you go to the hotel when you're changing. I'm going to come to that. Now, tawaf. Tawaf performed by circling, going around the Kaaba 7 times. One round does not cut it. 7 times. The Kaaba has to be in what? On your left. The Kaaba on your left. Now, let me tell you techniques here. I'm going to summarize what's written here. You see the black stone? Where you start? You see there? The black stone. When you go to the black stone, this is the Kaaba, okay? The black stone in this corner. This corner here is called a Rukn al-Yamani. This is called Yemeni corner. Rasulullah also used to touch it. You can point to it. But the most important thing is this here. Black stone. I did some research in Blackstone a long time ago, and different stories about black stones. But the black stone is the stone that Jibril alayhi salam, they said, give it to Ibrahim alayhi salam to start the tawaf. When he sent Ismail 3 times, he said, go and find me a unique stone. Come back, I said, Dad, I didn't find it. Dad, the 3rd time, Jibril gave him the stone, and then when he put it on and put it in the Kaaba, Ismail said, how did you get this stone? He said, the one who did not make me rely on you, give it to me. Joking with his son. But anyway, that's the beginning of the ihram, tawaf. Now, say your hotel located here. You enter from the door, this door, to the Kaaba. You enter in here and people already going to tawaf. You do not go against the traffic, even if you enter from here. Very tempting, because you see the guy there. You have to go on the floor, otherwise you're going to make an accident and somebody going to, get hurt. This extra walking, make dua, make istighfar, prepare yourself mentally. When you come here, many people, they have also tempted to go and touch the stone. If the crowd is big and you are not near the stone, please do not insist of touching it. Because more likely you're going to hurt somebody's face, you're going to stumble somebody's toes, and that's not permissible. You point from the far, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you go around the Kaaba. How do I keep my numbers? I divide my tawaf. By the way, this is not in any hadith. This is I'm doing that myself. It is here, okay? I do the hadith said that you do istighfar before you make dua, salat Nabi sallallahu. That's what I do. And then make dua for myself, one tawaf for my family, one for the ummah. I do that. Now, do you know why counterclockwise? Why the tawaf, the Kaaba and you left? Because you going back into the history. You walk in the footsteps of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, all the prophets who made Hajj. Therefore, you going back in this beautiful journey of all prophets and messengers. The second, you resetting the clock. How many years that we've been committing sins? You're asking Allah to erase it so that you can restart again. And also, your heart is closer to this side. Therefore, there's a significance, in my opinion, they call inner dimension of tawaf. Now, everything in the world is moving. Am I correct? Physicist, electron, neutron, everything is moving. You become part of this world that's moving. You're praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you don't know how. Now the Kaaba actually been built under something called Al-Bayt Al-Ma'mur. Is the Kaaba in heaven, or angels. Every day, 70,000 malak, angels, do tawaf around that Bayt Al-Ma'mur. And they do it once in their lifetime. Because there's so many angels, they don't get to do it twice in their life. 70,000. When a person making tawaf on earth, he become part of what's called al-Mala'il A'la, part of the angelical world, making tawaf also as well. Therefore, that's how you should feel that connection as you go to the Kaaba. And then you have to remember that this is the footsteps of, as I said earlier, of prophet and righteous people. Now, you do this 7 times. There's a place called Shadr-1, or they call Hijr Ismail. This one here, you see this circle? This circle is part of the Kaaba. That's why you make tawaf around it. Anyone that's out there not allowed to enter. If you enter there, you pray inside the Kaaba. Go 7 times. Why is that there? Should I call that, or we don't have enough time? Okay. Very quickly. I've counted. This because Quraysh, when there was a flood and they rebuilt the Kaaba, they said all halal money should be used to rebuild the Kaaba. When they gathered the halal money, they fell short. That means that money was not halal, brother. Okay? And therefore, but they built it and they didn't finish it. It used to be this, all this to be the maqam the Ibrahim alayhi salam built the Kaaba this way. Therefore, they did not build the entire foundation. They made this mark and built it this way. Rasulullah said to Sayyida Aisha, لولا أن قوم الحديث عهد بالجاهلية لهدمت الكعبة وبنيتها على قواعد إبراهيم ولجعلت لها بابا. If the people not just came out for ignorance, error, I would have rebuilt the Kaaba in the foundation of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Therefore, that is what it is. Okay, you go around 7 times. After you finish the 7, you can count the 7 in your hand. And sometimes people are very smart, they have these 7 things. You have it for them?
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar. This guy ready to go, like troopers. Now, you go this, you count them because people get distracted. You cannot base your tawaf in less number. What do I mean by that? If you doubted you did 7 or 6, what do you say? You did 6. No more. Okay? Because in Sharia it says, الْيَقِينُ لَا يَزُولُ بِالشَّكِّ. Doubt cannot overcome certainty. What you're certain about is 6. You doubt about the 7th. Then you start with the certainty, which is the 6. Okay? Now, after you do the tawaf, then you pray 2 rak'ahs anywhere. This maqam Ibrahim. Please do not pray where people don't tawaf. This is horrible things against Sharia, against what people do. In the middle of the tawaf, Allahu Akbar, and then 5 people guarding them from the family. What they do this to people in tawaf. And sometimes a person praying Allahu Akbar. What is this? Unacceptable. There's sometimes people so obsessed of I have to pray on the spot. You're hurting people. The sunnah is to be kind and to be gentle and to be merciful to the other Muslims. Not to sit to pray in the middle of the tawaf. Please do not do that. You know, when you see people do that, make istighfar for them. Say, may Allah forgive your sin. Okay? You pray the 2 rak'ahs anyway. The sunnah after that is to drink zamzam. If you, in the way to sa'i, find zamzam, that's good. Okay? Now, after that you go to sa'i. Sa'i, who's mother here? Any one of you mother, raise your hand. Mothers. Higher. This is for you. Seriously. These rituals, Allah wants to honor you. Because a mother who was worried about her child, Hajj alayhi salam, ran the 7 times seeking help from Allah, and the woman that relied on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trusted Allah, Allah honored her and made her action part of Hajj. The amazing thing about Hajj is the family of Tawheed, family of monotheism. That was Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son and his wife, their action, their devotion, Allah made the rituals of Hajj. Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah honored him with what? Maqam Ibrahim. He prayed 2 rak'ahs there. Hajj alayhi salam honored her by what? The sa'i. Ismail bin honored was what? Stoning. Where the sacrifice happened. Amazing story of Tawheed. Now, Safa and Marwa. The Quraysh, after, they start bringing idols around the Kaaba, they put some idols in the Safa and Marwa, and then they used to not to go to Safa and Marwa. Allah says, إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله ومن حج البيت واعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم. He said the Safa and Marwa are part of the rites of Hajj, and the person who did extra with Umrah and so forth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will appreciate their action. Now, as you enter the Safa, you have to begin from the Safa and end with the Marwa. There's dua that you say, if you memorize them in Sunnah, I think some of them are here, okay, the dua there. You read the ayah, and then Rasulullah made dua in the Safa first, and he started his sa'i. You go from Safa to Marwa. Here, there's a green, you see there's two green things there? For men, it's go a little bit faster. For women, they don't have to run. They made it easy on them. Although the person was running the entire time was Hajj alayhi salam. But the last one, they made it easy on women. They don't have to do that. Just an ease, not to exclude them. An ease, sister. Not being excluded from running. Okay? That to make it easier. Now, you do that, and in Tawaf, I forgot to tell you. Tawaf requires wudu in the four madahib. The Sunni madahib. I don't know, I have to know about the Ja'fari. Well, I forgot. I have to ask somebody. I think Ja'fari is the same thing. But in the sa'i, it doesn't require wudu or tahara. With the exception of a man named Ibn Taymiyyah. You heard of him? Ibn Taymiyyah says that it does not require tahara in tawaf or sa'i. It's called transparency in what?
Sharia.
In Sharia. I have to tell you the other opinion. I don't want anyone to come here and say, but no, you didn't tell us that somebody has this opinion. That opinion being used even in Hanafi, if a sister, the time that she is in Mecca, she in her monthly period, she couldn't do the tawaf, or the tawaf, even ifadah come later. Even in Hanafi, they said that she can slaughter, which is equal to a camel, and she can do that tawaf. And Ibn Taymiyyah said you just can do the tawaf, it's no problem. Okay. The other opinion, there's a hafal that she can do it, and there's nothing penalty over her. But majority opinions of Muslim scholars that tawaf require wudu. What if a person have medical conditions does not allow them to keep their wudu? That person been exempt, absolutely, from Sharia, from these requirements. But what if a person lost their wudu while doing tawaf? They don't have to start over again. If they did, they would lose their wudu in the fourth tawaf round. They come back, it starts with the fourth from the beginning. They build on what they have done before. That is very important for me to say. I forgot to say that. Now, the sa'i does not require wudu. In sa'i or tawaf, you have shoes that for the brothers, the shoes you wear for the ihram, if they're clean, meaning that there's no any impurity on them, you can do tawaf in your shoes if you have, especially have problem walking long time barefoot. Something for the sister. For the sa'i, for the sisters, of course, they can wear sneakers. They get some special treatment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They can go to that in the sa'i. Okay?
If you're intending to use your shoes or sneakers, we encourage you to bring new ones for the haram, or bring new covers.
Or you wash them. Make sure that there's no impurity on them.
Definitely, shoe covers are the most.
Because you don't like to make the place dusty because people pray there. Okay? But better to do it barefoot.
There's a question from the sister.
Yeah. Yes. What that?
So there's a question about wearing heel socks.
What heel socks?
Yeah, just socks for the heel.
Yeah.
for the dua? You know?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. For the sisters.
For sisters.
Privilege. Allah bless you.
So the question was about wearing socks during tawaf, and it's for the sisters, it is acceptable.
Yes.
Sheikh Magid,
Yes.
if you lose your wudu while in tawaf, you want to go renew your wudu, that could take 3-4 hours. Is there like a requirement if you want to come back and finish the other 3 or 2, whatever you're missing? Do you have to do it within the same day? Or if you go to tawaf in the, like let's say 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. and then I know from experience in Umrah, it could take up to 3-4 hours.
Very important question. Very good question. Preferable to do it in the same day, of course. If you spend the other day, if you want to go sleep, then they become too much gap. But you can change the place. Say you did the first 3 or 4 in the ground level. The place is crowded. You come back and all you have to do, you can do it in the second level. You see, you can do it. Very important question. Yes.
Imam, how the floor, is it hot there? Or if you walk directly to somebody else's position, how hot is the during tawaf?
And the floor? The floor has air conditioning under it. It's cooler all the time, 24 hours. There's heat on your head, but not in your feet.
And he wasn't talking in a spiritual sense. Like, it does have air conditioning in that floor.
Yeah, yes.
There's water
Yes.
down below it.
Yeah. There's a marble that absorbs the heat. It does not hot. Special design.
Question from the sister.
About the tawaf, if someone breaks the wudu during the tawaf, like at Yemeni, so when they come back, they have to start from there or the starting point? Because I heard different things.
Now from the starting point. No. If a person lost their wudu in the 4th round of tawaf, you don't come and start from the place where you lost your wudu. You start from Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone. Yes. Yeah, I understand what you say. Yeah.
So my question was, when you do the tawaf, obviously men and women are doing together. What is your recommendation for me to not touch non-mahram men? What is your recommendation?
Okay, let me tell you something. More likely, somebody can touch you in the haram, in the Kaaba. As much as you can, what I do, I find sister in front of me, I go to the place where there's no sister in front of me, in the tawaf itself. So that you give it space. Most likely those sisters have mahram with them sometimes. You give them the chance. You don't go between them and their mahram, and avoid it as much as you can. But if somebody touches you in tawaf, in a mahram, your tawaf is okay. It does not break your tawaf. Okay? That's what it is. Okay?
My question was, what is your recommendation? Like, how do I surround myself? Of course you have a husband, and then do women walk together? Is that your recommendation?
Yeah, let me tell you something. I would never recommend for a large group of people, especially Americans, try to stay together. It is always frustrating because your feeling of the tawaf is gone because you are concentrating like, I'm losing him, I'm losing her, I'm losing him, I'm losing him. Where are they? Yeah. What do? You enter the haram and you make a meeting point. You say, we're going to do as much as we can to stay together. If we couldn't stay together, door 10, door 5, okay? Or we can meet at the Safa for the sa'i. Do not concentrate and keeping up with your group as much as you can. Yeah, you see people holding hands like this, they're hurting other people. Okay? Therefore, do not do that. If you're husband and wife, yes, you can hold hand in the tawaf, does not break your tawaf. Yes.
Okay, brother, so me and my wife are going. Now, suppose that my wife is having health condition, like heavy, so she can be with me, so I can at least don't lose her or anything can happen to her. But can me and my wife do the tawaf together?
Yes.
There'll be no issue on that.
No, not at all. Listen, in Shafi'i madhab, if you touch non-mahram, your wudu is gone. Anyone Shafi'i here? Are you Shafi'i? You're going to have a hard time. They make an exception. The Shafi'i made an exception even in Tawaf. But you can hold hand with your spouse. You can have your spouse. If your wife with you, make your wife in front of you, not behind you. As much as you can. Because that way you don't lose her. If you are in your husband and wife, make your wife brothers in front of you. Make her in front of you so that you be able to protect her from anyone pushing into it. Because if she's behind you, somebody push, they're going to push in your wife, not on you.
So we get another reward from Allah that we are protecting our right.
May Allah bless you, of course.
Unless you're the one pushing her. So when you see me up here to time manage, is there any question that hasn't been answered through other methods of mathematics communication yet?
Real quick, so men can't wear anything on their head for during the walk in ihram. Should you carry like umbrella?
Yeah, carrying an umbrella does not violate ihram.
Carrying an umbrella does not
violate
ihram?
You can have an umbrella in all the time when ihram does not, because it's not touching to you.
But during Tawaf with the crowd that's there, it's probably difficult to manage.
Sometimes this happens within the circle when this, some crowd is coming and the umbrella is going down, it's going to be hurt to anybody.
Yeah, it's not in the tawaf.
Yeah, this happens.
No, not in the tawaf. In the tawaf, sometimes it creates a problem. Because, but if walking between from the haram to your hotel and so forth, you can wear the umbrella. Even when throwing jamarat, you wear the umbrella, no problem. In Ja'fari madhab, you cannot have umbrella. You cannot even be in a bus with a cover. That's why they have that first cover.
There's a question.
Yes, yeah.
If you can help please go through the Ramal and Ittiba in the first Tawaf.
Yeah, I just said that a little bit. Yes, let me do this. The ihram for men, you cover yourself like this. Please cover your body. Some people do let's keep it like that. Okay. Don't show your muscle. Don't try to be cool. Keep it to yourself. Even if you want to go to the gym every day. Now, in the beginning of the fourth, or the entire tawaf, the first tawaf of Umrah. The first tawaf you do if you do tamattu. You expose your shoulder. Right shoulder like this. Okay?
For just the first round?
No. The first, because if you're doing multiple Umrah, say if you go to the Haram and you want to do Umrah for somebody else later, you can do that. You don't have to do this again. You do that for the first Tawaf, meaning that the seventh Tawaf, some ulama said the first fourth, you do that and then you cover after that. Okay? Or some madhahib, you do this for the entire time. Why? Because when the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why you do that? Oh, subhanallah. Why you do that? Because the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Umrah al-Qada, when they went to Hudaybiyah and they didn't allow them to do Umrah, when they came back, Quraysh spread the rumors that the Muslims had been exhausted physically because there's something called fever of Medina, Humma al-Medina. But Rasulullah said, I want everyone to show them some muscles. That you're healthy and you do this in the first round. Now, brothers, you don't have to run if there's thousands of people in front of you or behind you and there's no way to move. You can do this like this. Okay? In your place and walk. Like that. Okay? That was what Rasulullah Rahimallahu mri'in arahu min nafsihi quwwah. Said, I want them to show the strength because you remember the fight was a physical fight, huh? And if they said they're weakened, that means they become vulnerable. That's the whole reason. That's okay? What?
Only during Tawaf.
Hajj Tawaf, we're going to come to that. Hajj Tawaf does not require ihram. But if you do it on ihram, it's fine. Does not require ihram clothing. You are in ihram there's a minor ihram and there's a greater ihram. The minor ihram, maybe let me finish this. I will tell you how we can get out of it.
So we're going to hold questions for now so Magic can get into the arkan of Hajj. We're about 35 minutes from Dhuhr. In between there will be a pause for the adhan. After Dhuhr there will be more Q&A. So anything that doesn't get covered, anything that needs clarification, I speak the man's language, I'll clarify. But we're going to try to hold the questions so we can get into the arkan of Hajj.
Okay, now you have done the Umrah. You're waiting. The 8th of the Hijjah is called Yawm al-Tarwiyah. Why Yawm al-Tarwiyah? Is a day that the Muslims use to get the water from Mecca to Mina, because Mina there's no running water. There's no well there. For they used to go and put the water in Mina, called Yawm al-Tarwiyah. But the 8th is actually a camp, spiritual camp, to prepare oneself for touchdown, the landing. You know what that is? Arafah. Boots camp. When you go in Mina on the 8th, and you spend the night, making niyyah again, and you make dua. In the 8th, you wear ihram if you are in Mecca from the hotel. Does not require to go anywhere because you become a Mecca residents. You do the showering, the shaving, the perfume and everything from the hotel. You put the 2 pieces of ihram together, the sister, you make a niyyah, and we go to Mina. And in Mina, we spend the night getting ready for Arafat. In the morning of Arafat, we're supposed to be moving. In the morning of Arafat, there's something on the air. I'm not joking. You feel something. You feel that is a day that is really a day of touchdown, a day of transformation. There's a feeling you get in the morning of Arafah that you have the best chance in your lifetime to make your case to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the ultimate and absolute repentance. That day, a person should go to Arafah with the niyyah that they make so much dua and ask Allah for forgiveness. When you go to Arafah, if you are tired still, take a nap, no problem. But please, between Asr and Maghrib, person should not go to sleep. Because this is the day that a person really sees the moment. You seize the moment that day. There's some people start talking on the phone and chatting. No chatting, no vain talk in Arafat. Reading Quran, dhikr, salah, and dua. Like an i'tikaf for one day. Okay? That's how you come to Arafah. Okay? Of course, between you're going to eat meals. If you take a nap, no problem. You take it after Dhuhr, like half an hour. Take it, should I say this or not say? But let me say. I took a nap for 15 minutes in Arafah. And I saw one of the Imams in America in Hajj. I saw him in my dream for 15 minutes. I saw him in Hajj with us. And he didn't come to the Hajj. And I saw him as a person giving the speech, the khutbah of Arafat. I said, subhanallah, what Allah telling me this man is a special man. Just 15 minutes. There's a man named Ibn Arafah. Went to Arafah. His name Ibn Arafah went to Arafah. And he said to Allah, oh Allah, I have been in this place 33 times. You have to remember that time you do Hajj on camel, you walk. 33 years of Hajj. And he said to Allah, oh Allah, I want the first three Hajj to be for me. One for myself, one for my father, one for my mother. And oh Allah, I'm donating my 30 Hajj to anyone who come to Arafah and he didn't accept their Hajj. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Wait for the rest.
This is the story. He goes to, from Arafah, which we're going to talk about this, he went to Muzdalifah. In Muzdalifah, if was in Arafah, you don't pray Maghrib. The sun is setting, but you don't pray Maghrib. If you pray Maghrib and Isha, combine them in Muzdalifah. And Rasulullah, after he prayed, he took a nap, went to sleep, because in Arafah you're exhausted, you're staying up, making dua. In Muzdalifah, you rest. You sleep like a baby, because you're born again, huh? Inshallah. Well, he goes there, and he saw a dream. In the dream, he was told, Ya ibn Arafah ta'addab ma'Allah. Ibn Arafah, have adab, have etiquette with Allah. أتتكرم على أكرم الأكرمين. You are the most generous than Allah. You donated Hajj to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for people to come to Arafah. Who told you a person will come to Arafah and Allah will not accept their Hajj? If a person come to me with sincerity, I accept their Hajj. Keep your 30 Hajj for yourself. Allah does not need them. You hear this beautiful thing? You don't go to Allah and Allah turn you down. What is this? You're in the valley of the most merciful. Valley of Arafat is where the sun set in our sin. Where you bury your sin in the sand of Arafat. You walk away, very light weight. You dump it. You know, I was in Arafat one time, and we do the dua, group dua, sometimes after Asr. And this brother and his wife, African American brother, came back and they went to the edge of the mountain. I don't recommend it. They came back and they said, oh, we heard that you made a group dua. I said, yes. I said, we missed it. I said, okay, you come in. I said, no, we want you to make a dua with us. I came and tried to make dua with them. Then I came to my mind, I should not make dua for them. I'm going to ask the man, the brother, to make dua. I said, brother, you make the dua. I'll join you and your wife. He said, brother, I don't know Arabic. I said, no, I will plan to make dua in English for you anyway. He made the best dua I ever heard in Arafat. Made me cry so much. Brought tears to my eyes. He said to Allah, oh Allah, there's millions of people who want to be here. And you have chosen me to be here. Oh Allah, you know where I used to be, and you guided me to Islam. Oh Allah, I ask you, as you invited me to this valley, to invite my family and my friends and everyone to Islam. I want them to taste this beauty of this religion. He started making dua, making dua. I said to him, brother, this is one of the best dua I've ever heard in Arafat. I'm so glad I didn't make the dua for you. I joined you in the dua. For make dua in Urdu, make it in Arabic, make it in Farsi, just put your heart to Mawlana subhanahu wa ta'ala. He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created the languages. He says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُم. And among the signs of Allah is the variation of your languages and your colors. Just make dua to Allah. Allah will not turn you down. Make your niyyah in Arafat that you have this one-to-one with Allah. And they walk away from that valley with new certificate. For in Arafat, we're going to concentrate on dua. This is where Rasulullah made his final sermon, well-known speech that laid down with the so-called now human rights. When he talked about the importance of taking care of women, rights of women, ending usury and riba, which is economic equity, gender equity, economic equity, humanity is one, racial equity. He said that in this valley of Arafat. For that's what you're going to be. And that's why the mountain of Arafat is called Mount of what? Jabal al-Rahmah. The mountain of mercy. And that you're going to feel that mercy, inshallah. That's what I want you to have. That's the mindset you go to Arafat with. As you walk away from Arafat and see the sun setting, and you're competing with the sun and asking Allah for forgiveness, make sure that the dawn of next day is the dawn of forgiveness, the dawn of repentance, the dawn of acceptance, the dawns of transformations. That's what this Hajj is all about. Hajj is a journey that nothing like it. You go from there, you go to Muzdalifah, which is the word Muzdalifah means draw near. And the Muzdalifah is something called al-Mash'ar al-Haram, where you do the dua. This is the night of Muzdalifah. You see how it looks like? More likely night of Muzdalifah, there's no tent. It's an open air of thousands and hundreds of thousands of believers. They come to Allah with their really sincerity to ask for His forgiveness, and they just left Arafat as newborn children. But in Muzdalifah is where you do the dhikr. إذا فضتم من عرفات فاذكروا الله عند المشعر الحرام. Do dhikr, remembrance of Allah, take a nap. In Muzdalifah is wajib. If you don't do it, you slaughter. In Hanafi madhab, is a wajib after Fajr. Some people say you have to say most of the night in order to be counted. In Hanafi madhab, the wajib is after Fajr.
If for safety reasons the ministry is mandating leave at a certain time, how does that play into the
Yes. If they ask us to leave at a particular time because of traffic, as long as you were there, you prayed Maghrib and Isha, and you collected your stones and so forth, it's fine. Because some of them say that you stay until the midnight, but whatever the time they give us, then we will stay there and then move. Now, Muzdalifah, you also collect 70 the pebbles, the jamarat. You collect them 70, or you can collect the first 7 and then you collect the other later. You don't have to wash them, you don't have to be this, and you collect a small one, not big one, small one. I know you're very angry with Shaitan. We have a long history. But it's a small one, huh? This much.
To better give you an idea of the size of the pebbles, if you use the empty water bottle, if it can fit through the mouth opening of the water bottle, it's the right size. If it can't fit in there,
that's smart. But don't get too little. Don't get like something that you cannot see. It could be able to. It is very important. This is the plan you have of maintaining Hajj. What do I mean by that? The distraction you get from shaitan or from our nafs, from our desires. Therefore, you plan to go after this Hajj to resist temptation of shaitan. That's why you create the 7th, and the first thing you do after Muzdalifah, you go to the Jamrat al-Aqaba. This is where shaitan came many times to try to distract Ibrahim alayhi salam from offering Ismail, or also Ismail not to offer himself, and therefore he threw the stones. In the idea of stoning shaitan is symbolic. Do not show shoes, please. I'm serious. Some people show shoes, ship. The first Hajj I did in the 80s, I was a young man, and was with me a sheikh from Sudan, rahmahullah, Sheikh Hassan Ham. Hassan Ham does not see well. For I took the sheikh with me, and I did the stoning, and the sister there with shoes and cursing shaitan and so forth. You did this with me, I فرقت بيني وبين زوجي, all kind of things. فشيخ حامد, Hassan Hamid قال لي الأخت هذه فين هي؟ قلت له this is a sister here. He said, sister, don't do that. You don't have to do this. This is symbolic. She said to him, why are you defending him? Is your relative? Is your relative? وقريبك? the Sheikh said, forget about it. I'm not going to let them throw stones or shoes and cry. Now. But therefore you do this symbolic, and then that you made a commitment. Khalas. You signed a contract that you would resist temptation of shaitan. After this, you can cut your hair. By the way, just want to tell you, they're going to take money from you for slaughtering. Many people come and ask me, have they slaughtered my sacrifice yet? After sunrise, just assume they did. They did. You cut your hair, and you have already, they have done the sacrifice for you. Then you wear, men wear regular clothes, women can use perfume, all kind of things. Except relationship with husband and wife. It's not permissible. Until tawaf al-ziyarah. Because this you have gotten from the smaller ihram now. You have to wait until you do tawaf. That tawaf, you can do it with the clothes of ihram on, even after you stone. You can stone, or you can go to tawaf immediately and then come back to stone. But because of the logistic, we're going to go with the group. The group saying that you do stoning, and then do tawaf al-ziyarah later, tawaf al-ifada, then you do that. For those who have not done, those who are they're doing Qiran, they're going to do tawaf only, they don't have to do sa'i. We're going to do tawaf and sa'i, but in regular clothing. If you took off the ihram, now, that somebody asked me about the ihram, no longer you're going to wear ihram clothing. Okay, you're off the ihram.
And just to emphasize what Imam Magid just said, your service provider will let you know what the time is allotted. So every service provider, this is a movement of 3 million people. So every service provider is given a specific time. Take group X at 8:30 a.m. for the Jamaat. And ideally you're going together. And from there forward to the Haram, the service provider will let you know what the schedule is for those activities. Do it on your own, don't do it on your own, do it with the group. That's a very reckless decision, but a personal decision. Ideally, you want to do all of these movements with your group at the time that your service provider says they've been dedicated, because that's the safest time, because they're trying to manage the crowd at the Jama'at. At the same time, they're trying to manage the crowd, because if they can manage the schedule of the Jama'at, they're managing the schedule for the Haram. For those of you in the room, stand by, stay here. We're going to finish after Salah. On the stream, we're going to pause for the adhan and then come back.